Today, Oktawiusz, who's our SEO manager, we're sitting down and have a conversation really about latest trends in SEO. So just spend 5 minutes having a chat about what you see coming up and what you're looking forward to. So you're off to Brighton SEO at the end of this week, but you've been doing a lot of research anyway on the latest trends in SEO. What are you seeing as coming around the corner, and what digital marketers should be thinking of at the moment?
As far as I understand, the trends are going to be about understanding the queries, understanding the search, and understanding how to optimize for these queries. Things like voice search, the share of rich snippets, understanding how to optimize for this kind of stuff.
So let's break that down. You started off with talking about understanding intent.
Yep.
And then going onto voice, and then looking at things like rich snippets. So in terms of intent, obviously there's been a lot of talk about how Google's natural language processing has increased a lot in recent years. What are you seeing in terms of understand, like how people should be working with intent behind searches?
So when you have got a client and you target a specific number, a specific set of keywords for the specific client, you should understand what each keyword stands for when people are searching for that big client whose main dream would be ranking #1 for intranet keyword.
Yeah,
it's hard to actually rank for this term, because when you search for intranet in Google UK, here in the UK, you get a number of results, and it's not like 5 or 6, it's like tons of results, tons of links to landing pages from websites, which are not telling about what intranet is. Maybe the first one or the second one is Wikipedia, which says what the intranet is about and what it is. But most of the links, which you can see in Google search results in the UK for this term, is linking back to pages of universities, of big enterprises, companies. So, you know.
So what you're saying is, whilst people might look at the intranet keyword in terms of its high level of volume and think, oh, that would be a great keyword to rank for, and I do intranets.
Yeah.
The intent behind the word intranet is actually quite poor in terms of a business fit for people that are looking to buy a new intranet, because
Correct.
most of the results coming through are for logins for existing intranets.
Yeah. And this is how Google understands this specific query.
Right, so Google's understanding the intent and knowing that if you just type in intranet, and it's thinking a lot of the lines about login. So that's where we should be helping clients understand the more granular keywords, which actually have a better search intent behind them. In terms of what you were saying about voice search, I mean, we've been talking about voice search for a number of years now, Innovation Visual. Where are you seeing voice search at the moment in terms of its importance?
So in countries like the US and the UK, I think it's getting more and more important because of you guys use English as your language. Yeah. And Google understands English in the best way. But at the same time, I think it's going to be more and more important in the future around countries like Poland, for example, which I live in. Mostly around, so the focus, Google's focus is going to be mostly about local search first of all, and we saw that happening for like 2 or 3 years when we started discussing the thing with the clients. We noticed that. So I think that the local focus is going to be the most important one for Google.
Okay, so because it's interesting you talk about that, because when I talk to some people about voice, there's the ComScore prediction that's been battered around now for more than 2 years, which is 50% of all searches will be done by voice by 2020, and you know we're steaming up to 2020 very quickly now. But the pushback I get in conversations with people is, okay, maybe, but it's all local stuff. It's not relevant to me. Is voice search relevant to all businesses, or is it only businesses that are local? What's your opinion and what's your take on that?
I wouldn't say, first of all, I wouldn't say that thinking about voice search needs to be only performed from the business perspective. But if we are going to talk about business, I don't think this is only going to be about local, and I don't think this is only local.
Okay.
And I don't think that it's not relevant to their businesses. It's about how can they get most of Google voice search when optimizing their websites, when optimizing the search appearance.
Yeah.
Because Google, it's not only about local, it's also about things like featured snippets and your visibility. Like, for example, people may asking questions to Google: how can I do X? Yeah. How can I buy X? How can I get to X? And if your website is well optimized for this kind of questions, then you can be number one.
So you talk about an interesting thing there, featured snippets, and not everybody in digital marketing understands featured snippets, and also you talked about the structured information on the search results page. Could you just give us a brief definition of featured snippets and where they come from?
So the featured snippets are the snippets which you can see within Google search results, which are not normal organic search links, top 10 blue links, and they are not Google ads which are available in Google search results as well. So Google search ads and shopping ads, they are something else, and the data for these featured snippets, for these rich snippets, is being sourced from different sources, from different places. Could be Wikipedia, it could be weather.com. So in terms of Wikipedia, if you are searching for some facts about a person or an event or about a place, Wikipedia can give you that kind of information.
So we've actually helped some of our clients get featured snippets on the SERP's results page. Mm-hmm. So obviously you've explained that these featured snippets, they're in addition to the organic results and in addition to the ads, and these featured snippets are what's being read out by the voice search results. So given that you've helped some of our clients get featured snippet results, what would you say would be the key learnings for people in digital marketing about if they want to optimize and get featured snippets for themselves or for their clients if they work in an agency?
It's about content optimization. So there are some specific ways of optimizing your content, which is going to be used in your featured snippets directly from your website within Google search results, like answering the question in your first paragraph of the page body content, having the keywords in the in the proper places around your first paragraph and the title of your blog and stuff like that. There are other types of featured snippets, like for example recipes.
So basically, it's good practice SEO, but it's also making sure that we get the right keywords that we're targeting and the right phrases that we're targeting in the right places, particularly around that first paragraph. And you're saying often where these featured snippets are a result of a question, making sure that question is being well answered in that first paragraph, correct, so that then it's easy for Google to pick that up.
And answered clearly as well.
Okay, so good, clear, written English. Okay, that's really good. So in terms of where we are, you're over in the UK this week and you're going to Brighton SEO, and I know that you always like attending Brighton SEO and events like that. So tell me, at the moment, what are you most excited about in digital marketing and particularly SEO?
It's not about this moment, it's about the whole thing, because it's still evolving. You still need to learn, you still need to be up to date on different trends, on like Google algorithm updates. You still need to react in a proper manner, at the right time. So I think the challenging way you need to manage your SEO is the most fun for me.